Good morning. This is Delegate Amber Kinas-Crotty. I'm on the call.
Good morning, Shredded Delegate Amber Kinas-Crotty. Good morning. And also, I believe we have Vice Chair Slater on the call as well. Good morning. Okay. It appears we do have a quorum with Vice Chair Slater and Delegate Amber Kinas-Crotty on the line. We also have Delegate Norman Begay here in the conference room, as well as myself. We also have Chair Ricky Nez here with us, who has joined us to listen in. He's a member of the Resource and Development Committee. So I'm going to call today's meeting to order. I don't have my phone. At 10:09 a.m. Today is April 4th, 2022. Our regular meeting is scheduled to begin today at 10 o'clock a.m. And welcome everybody who is here in the Budget and Finance Committee room, and welcome to everyone who is joining us online. This morning, we will proceed with a roll call. Can Ms. Nelson, can you take the roll calls on?
Sure, Madam Chair, roll call for the Budget and Finance Committee of the Nomination Council, April 3rd, 2023 regular meeting. Honorable Shandi Parrish.
Present.
Thank you. Honorable Shandi Parrish is present. Honorable Carl Slater.
Present.
Honorable Carl Slater is present. Honorable Seth Damon. Honorable Seth Damon. Honorable Amber Kinas-Crotty. Honorable Amber Kinas-Crotty. Honorable Norman M. Begay. Thank you. Honorable Norman M. Begay is present. Honorable Lamardo Esseret is excused. Honorable Amber Kinas-Crotty. Honorable Seth Damon. Madam Chair, we have 3 members present upon roll call, 2 members not entering, and 1 member excused. Madam Chair.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Nelson. We will wait until Delegate Amber Kinas-Crotty appears back on Zoom, and then we'll proceed. Delegate Amber Kinas-Crotty, we are taking roll call right now.
Getting back in person, it's boring now.
Delegate Amber Kinas-Crotty, you can press *6 to respond to roll call. Delegate Amber Kinas-Crotty, if you can hear us, you can press *6 to unmute yourself, and we are taking roll call right now.
The call dropped again.
Let's see. Okay, Delegate Seth Damon is on his way. He will be here in 10 minutes. So we can wait for, either Delegate Amber Knessberg.
Motion to adjourn.
We'll wait until, Speaker Damon or, Delegate Amber Knessberg returns to answer roll call.
Good morning, Mona. Can you hear me?
Yes, Article, Seth Damon?
For the record,
I can see all of you on the call. Morning, Shay. You look lost.
Okay, thank you, Speaker David, for responding. For the record, Honorable Seth Damon is present. So we will proceed with our meeting. This morning, I'll lead us in a short invocation before we begin. Dear Father, we thank you for another day here in the Budget and Finance Conference Room. This morning, we just thank you for an opportunity to serve the Navajo Nation and the Navajo people. We pray for the President of the Navajo Nation, the Vice President, the Speaker of the Council, the Chief Justice, and also the 25th Navajo Nation Council this morning. We pray that you provide wisdom and guidance as we all are faced with many new opportunities and decisions to make today. I just ask today that you provide the Budget and Finance Committee guidance in the reports that we have to listen to today, and also the legislation we will consider today. And I just ask for safe travels for everyone today as the roads are icy. And I pray these things in Jesus Christ's name. Amen. Okay. Item number 2 on our agenda is recognizing guests and visiting officials. Again, we have Honorable Rick Inez here with us in the Budget and Finance Conference Room. Thank you, Rick Inez, for being here. We also have members of NTU here with us, and we also have Attorney General Ethel Branch here with us in the conference room as well. Item number 3, review and adopt the agenda. Could we have the agenda read into the record, please? Yes.
Madam Chair. We have my Newcomb Chapter Official Vice President, Wilhelmina Smith, Newcomb Chapter Manager, Norman Manali, with us, just for the record.
Thank you so much. Welcome to the Budget and Finance Committee room, and thank you for being here with us. For the record, we have Newcomb Chapter representation today. Thank you. Item 3 is review and adopt today's agenda. Could we have the agenda read into record?
Okay, thank you. This is your proposed agenda of the Budget and Finance Committee of the Nomination Council, April 4th, 2023, regular meetings via teleconference and in person. Presiding and Sean Harris, Chairperson, Carl R. Slater, Vice Chairperson, place Budget and Finance Committee conference room with the last nomination. One call meeting to order, the roll call communication to recognize designated officials, review and adopt the agenda. Or review and adopt the journals, none, 5 received reports, A, FRF office, update on recommendations, presenter is Tom Patero, Director, FRF office. D, attorney-client privilege, executive session, litigation issues, in quotation is contingency management fund, parentheses, presenter, Elizabeth Gaten, Controller Office for Controller, Legal, Branch, Attorney General, Department of Justice. C, public safety, judicial facilities, our funds. Cap, presenter is Dolores Gray, Director of Corrections, Division of Public Safety. D, PTF 5-year plan, ATU student housing, presenter Elmer Guy, President, Navajo Technical University. Mr. Guy is not going to be available, but we do have presenters here. And then D is PTF 5-year plan, Shiprock Hotel and Restaurant. Presenter stands SAP CEO, Navajo Hospitality Enterprise. F is PTF 5-year plan, Newfound Shopping Center. Presenters Raymond Nofa, General Manager, Navajo Nation Shopping Centers Incorporated, from chapter officials. G, Veterans General Fund, use of trust funds. Presenters Dominic Vial, Director, and Nanette Francisco, Interim Budget Officer, Office of Management and Budget. Also Robert Willie, County Manager, Office of the Controller, with Jeremy Jimmy, Investment Manager, OOC, Bobby Baldwin, Director, Department of Veterans. First bullet is the fund expenditure, and then the second bullet is the program allocation for veterans trust, housing, and general funds. So business, none, 7 business A, legislation number 0034-23, B, legislation number 0033-23, C, scheduling a work session with DED on certain PTS citizen projects. D, scheduling a joint leadership meeting with RDC on the ARPA encumbrance build-out. Time extension April 7, 2023. D, scheduling a work session on the procurement code. 8, close of the session, written announcements, adjournment. Next meeting is next week, April 11, 2023, is a special meeting. Okay.
Thank you, Ms. Mackay, for reading the proposed agenda into the record. Members, do we have a motion to accept the agenda? Delegate Begay, motions. Do we have a second?
Second, as Damon.
Thank you, Speaker Damon. Members, do we have any comments or changes to today's agenda? Second, yes.
Thank you, Madam Chair, Mr. Chair. I'd like to say that on this report, let's just hear the reports and not ask questions, and we don't want to roll this thing around forever, so we just hear the report. I think we'll be better off than asking questions. So this is a report, committee members. So we just want to hear the report and go on to the second one or whatever third one we have there. Chair.
Thank you, Delegate Begay. Members of Budget and Finance, Vice Chair Slater and Speaker Damon, did you hear Delegate Begay's comments?
Yes.
Good morning. I heard his comments. Out of respect to my Che, Honorable Norman Begay, I understand that, but I have questions for NTU today. I have questions, and that's the reason why we put them on the reports here today, was to have questions, because we need to have further clarification on why these projects are stagnant. And Madam Chair, and out of respect, Che, Norman, Begay, I'm gonna still ask questions today. Thank you.
Thank you, Speaker Damon, and thank you, Vice Chair Slater, for responding. Okay, let's take this to a vote. Ms. Nelson, can you help us with the vote today?
Yes, Madam Chair, I'll vote on approving the agenda. Honorable Norman and Begay, how do you vote? Honorable Norman and Begay, how do you vote?
Green.
Thank you, Honorable Norman and Begay votes green. Honorable Member Kenneth Barclay, how do you vote?
Shada, this is Delegate Crotty. The audio is, it's muffled on my end. Could you let me know what the vote is on right now? Thank you.
The vote is to adopt today's agenda.
Okay, thank you, Shadeja. And is the agenda with the directive in only receiving the reports without question? Or where are we with that suggestion? I'm not sure if there was a motion or a second.
Thank you, Shada Delegate Amber Knesset-Crotty. It was just a comment made by Delegate Begay. There was no motion or directive made. And Speaker Damon also, in his comments, he said that he wanted to ask questions today, so there was no motion and directive made on the way that we're going to conduct the meeting in a normal manner.
Okay, thank you for the clarification, Shadeja, Chair Parrish. This is Delegate on the agenda. Thank you.
Sorry, Shada, can you repeat your vote one more time?
Chair Parrish, I vote green and the affirmative. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Honorable Member Kenneth Barclay votes green. Honorable Seth Damon, how do you vote?
I vote green.
Thank you, Honorable Seth Damon votes green. Honorable Carl Slater, how do you vote?
Green.
Thank you, Honorable Carl Slater votes green. Madam Chair, we have 4 members voting in the affirmative, 0 opposing, 1 member excused, and Madam Chair not voting. Madam Chair?
Thank you, Ms. Nelson, for taking today's vote. Let's go to item number 4, review and adopt the journals. We have no journals to adopt today, so we'll move on to item 5, receive reports. Our first report today that we'll receive is from the FRF office on update on the recommendations that Mr. Tom Platero, Executive Director of the FRF office, suggested at our last FRF meeting. And we'll just get an update from the FRF office. Mr. Tom Platero.
Good morning, Madam Chair, members of the committee. Tom Platero, Navajo Nation Fiscal Recovery Fund Office. I did email out the amendments to BFS 3121. There was a comment made by Laureline Tapahi from Office of Legislative Counsel to make a slight revision on Appendix A and for the governance chapters, and Appendix A for non-governance chapters. That recommendation was incorporated and emailed back to all of the committee members this morning about 45 minutes ago. And hopefully you all have that. So that hopefully that's ready for legislation. And you also have the work session on the procurement code and the regulations code on your agenda today. That was confirmed at the last meeting. So once that's settled, then those two should be in process So I believe those were the two pending changes. We'll defer to the Department of Justice's lead on the revisions to the codes. We did have some, but I think it's better to coordinate together through Department of Justice to make sure that that what they're drafting is the one that's presented to the Budget and Finance Committee. Again, that is going to be the week of the 24th. And Ms. Bezlowski, that's working on the revisions, is going to share that information with Navajo Nation programs so that there's input by the time I believe it comes to the committee for that work session. Madam Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Tom Platero. Members of Budget and Finance Committee, do we have any further questions for Mr. Tom Platero? Or sorry, could I get a motion to accept Mr. Platero's report? Was that Speaker Damon or Vice Chair Slater?
This is Delegate Slater.
Vice Chair Slater motions. Do we have a second? Do we have a second? Vice Chair Slater motion. Do we have a second? Members of Budget and Finance, we are calling for a second to accept the FRF office update.
Second by Damon.
Okay, Speaker Damon.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Thank you. Colleagues, do we have any questions for the FRF office at this time? Second call. Third call.
I have one question.
Yes, Speaker Damon.
My one question is to Tom, is the only recommendation? I can understand that we're still waiting for the procurement code to be updated, and you're working together with DOJ and to finalize those documents. But the first one that you're talking about, the update for recommendations, that was the one that was just specifically to amend the Budget and Finance Committee resolution that implemented the process to go ahead and draw down the funds to put those in action for the FRF funds, which I'm referring to. And I guess the time frame, I'm not there to see what specific documents are updated or you're wanting to update. I just wanted to know if this is the one that's separate from the recommendation to like strike the language about having chapter resolutions needed. Is that the only one that in that document? Are you talking about that was updated with Mr. Pahi about 45 minutes ago? Tom, that's my question, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Speaker Damon. Mr. Patero?
Speaker Damon, yes, at this point, we are only ready for the revision to BFS 3121 that would modify the requirement for the chapter resolution. The chapter official would still sign the Appendix A form, but we're having a lot of difficulty, particularly as chapters are amending their plans, and all of that kind of has to go all the way back to another chapter meeting. The recommendation for revision to CJN 2922, we still need to work on that with Department of Justice and with Legislative Council to come up with language that will simplify the revision only for the regional expenditure plans. We're not looking at modifying that for the larger projects that have already been set out there. So that's going to require a little bit more time, and I do ask the committee's indulgence to give us about 2 more weeks on that, because we really need to involve all of the stakeholders in it. And in particular, we need to make sure that the Tax and Finance Unit of the Department of Justice is comfortable with the revisions that will be recommended. So I will get that completed as soon as I can, Speaker Damon.
Thank you, Mr. Platero. Platero. Speaker Damon, do you have any follow-up questions?
No, that's that's the one we were working on with Mr. Pahi, the amendment. So I guess it's finalized. So I guess we can just move forward with that. And that legislation or that amendment has already been put into request. So thank you again.
Thank you. Okay, members, third call for any last questions or comments for Mr. Platero's report today. I hear none. Ms. Nelson, can you take a vote to accept today's report?
Yes, Madam Chair, will call vote on accepting the report. Honorable Norman Indigay, how do you vote?
Green.
Thank you, Honorable Norman Indigay with green. Honorable Amber Kenneth Cardy, how do you vote? Honorable Amber Kenneth Cardy, how do you vote?
Shadid, this is Delegate Crotty. I vote green. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Deja. Honorable Amber Kenneth Cardy votes green. Honorable Seth Damon, how do you vote?
I vote green.
Thank you. Honorable Seth Damon votes green. Honorable Carl Slater, how do you vote?
Green.
Thank you. Honorable Carl Slater votes green. Madam Chair, we have 4 members voting in the affirmative or opposing, and Madam Chair not voting. Madam Chair?
Thank you, colleagues. And with that, we accept your report today, Mr. Patero, and we look forward to continuing to work with you.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Okay, let's move on to 5B. This item is attorney-client privilege executive session. It is regarding litigation issues. It will regarding the contingency management fund presented by the interim controller Elizabeth Begay, the office of the controller, and the Navajo Nation Attorney General nominee Ethel Branch today. So we welcome Madam Attorney General to the
I can only have clients in the room, so I'd really only like members of the Budget and Finance Committee if possible, and staff members. And I need to see who's online as well.
We'll enter into executive session to hear the 5B's presentation.
Was the dial-in information for the meeting made publicly available, or is there a special dial-in? Who's your secretary? Oh, that's right, she circulated, I think she circulated one. Yes. I can go ahead and launch the Zoom and invite folks. Yeah, but she's not really available right now, unless she circulated a link. Let me see if she.
Good morning, everyone. This is Delegate Charles Newton. I am on the line. I don't know if executive session is going to apply or if I'm going to be allowed in for an executive session.
Like to join, you can join.
Chair Eugenia Charles Newton, you can stay on the line, but I believe we're sending out a different link for the council delegates.
So how many delegates are on the call? And what are your names, please? Can you state your names so we can send you the email?
For those that could not hear Ms. Nakai, which delegates are on the line, so Ms. Nakai can know who to send the information to.
So we have Eugene Charles.
There's Carl Slater
And
Chair.
And.
and Laura.
No. Well, let's see, Laura Lee, no. And I thought I saw Ruby. No. Ruby's on there, on the tax unit. I hope.
Okay. Peggy, do you want me to just email you the link and then you send it to the right people?
That probably works. We have what's now too.
Good morning, everybody again.
Just in time.
Colleagues, do we have a motion to enter into the executive session for the presentation that the Attorney General is going to present to the Budget and Finance Committee? Is anyone motion?
Oh, motion, I motion.
Speaker Dalen, motions to enter.
I motion to go into executive session for no longer than, 30 minutes, that's it.
For no longer than 30 minutes. Do we have a second?
Carl Slater in the crowd.
Second.
Vice Chair Slater, seconds. Do we have any questions? Second call. Third call. Let's vote on entering executive session for no longer than 30 minutes.
Okay, roll call vote on the executive session. Honorable Norman M. McGay, how do you vote?
Green.
Thank you. Honorable Norman M. McGay votes green. Honorable Amber Barclay, how do you vote? Honorable Amber Barclay. Thank you. Honorable Amber Barclay votes green. Honorable Carl Slater, how do you vote?
Green.
Honorable Carl Slater votes green. Honorable Seth Damon, how do you vote?
I vote green.
Okay, thank you.
I
Honorable
don't
Seth
want this
Damon votes
information
green.
going out.
Madam Chair, we have
I
four
think we can
members voting
verbally
in the
present, but we
affirmative
don't
or
need to give it in
opposing.
writing.
Madam Chair, not voting, Madam Chair?
Thank you, Ms. Nelson. We will enter into executive session at 10:43. Okay, and Ms. Nakai just sent out an email to the link to the council delegates for the executive session for joining us virtually. Thank you.
So this executive session, Madam Attorney General, is on your computer?
host or the co-host, if you're able to do co-host. Yeah. Okay.
So you can unmute yourself to speak. Because I can't unmute you.
You're the,
Ask you to unmute. I don't control whether they want to do star
No,
six.
but you don't have to unmute yourself on that.
Yeah.
You're on this, on the
Yeah.
top.
Ramona, you need to mute.
Good morning.
I have it on mute, but
You can take the host back.
I'm not on I'm not. Did they just block us for those that are on the phone? I think they did, yeah, because I didn't get no message.
I hope they're not using that as votes. I don't know either. They really need to do something of a situation like this. Is just ridiculous. Yeah. Uh-huh. And I said, I don't know why they're doing this to these veterans. They just make the money. I don't know why they're just holding back on it. Yes, that's the part I really wanted to listen into, was the veterans part of it. Yeah, me too, because I have some veterans friends that are just they're in their 40s, and they never went up. They never went through something like this, and I was telling them, why can't you guys go to these meetings? And they're like, forget it. They're just going to keep repeating themselves over. Yeah. So, which I understand, you know, like when they need something, it seems like they want to go ask, but then it takes a long time for them just to get money. I don't know why. They're mentally sick already in the head, and why are they asking all these personal questions and where they live? I mean, isn't that why they do an oath before they even go in there?
Yeah, it is kind of hard. I'm kind of like in that position right now, where I'm learning a lot about what's going on out here on the reservation, and it doesn't seem like anything has been fixed. And I feel like it's going to get worse because we have a lot of delegates and officers in place that have never been in the position, or they've never been a leadership role, and it's kind of scary, you know. So,
yeah, I'm just advocating for my
I know.
And you know, there's not just my friends, but there's probably other people that need help, and they're not advocating for themselves, and they're just probably like, forget it. They're going to do absolutely questions, you know.
Yeah. Oh.
And everything, what they were saying is going to be virtual, but then they're not even going by what they say.
Oh, yeah. And especially with the echoing and stuff like that, they really need to look at the communication system. That has to be fixed so everybody can listen and hear everybody talking and stuff like that. And then, you know, people that are like butting in and stuff like that, or making noise in the background, doesn't make it any fun, you know?
Yeah. Then they should put it on KTNN too. They have a lot of money back in their pocket. I mean, it's in the budget, but they should put that in there, and they should put it as like, you know, like have it out in the public area instead of just them themselves. I don't know why they can't even think about us voters. And we're the ones that are making the difference because of our votes.
Oh, I know a while back, Eugenia Charles Newton said something about the speaker was trying to make it back to where it was like the old days. And I'm wondering, the old days, like thinking, you mean like nobody having access to conversations except for themselves? Is that that's what I got from them. I think that's probably the reason. Oh, they're not really making it televised or social media or anything. I'm guessing that's probably what she was trying to say. And people keep talking about televising and stuff.
I think a lot of them that are in the office too, they don't know how to do virtual stuff. And I think somebody needs to really, like, you know, people that know how to bring people upon each other. I think, like internet services, you know, it's easy to make because it's the internet's all over, and they should know that everybody wants to hear what's going on, and not just, you know, it benefits us in the long run. And why are they holding back on what they're not supposed to be holding back? One way or another, we're going to find out anyway.
Yeah, it's just a lot of stuff that you need to figure out first.
Yeah, that's what I was waiting for them to see what they're going to say about the veterans, and And that $800 or $400 is not even enough. I'm sure when they have a meeting, I'm sure they get like $1,500 a month or every meeting, and yet the vet